Sometimes a build can surprise you, and trademark Shelton's Cathedral is just that, a build of contrasts that you should definitely check out. GoodGuysFree here with a video I don't usually make, a base visit, maybe the first of many. Let's see what this space made me think. That is just gorgeous.
I'm proud of this one.
By all means.
It might take a little bit of explanation for what it's about, because it's actually inspired by a fantasy book series that I really like.
All right. If you want to explain, I have an aversion to these planets with bubbles, you know?
I think I agree with you. When I built the cathedral here, this planet didn't have these bubbles. The Worlds update added them.
Oh, yeah. We've had those aplenty.
So I don't know if you've ever heard of an author named Brandon Sanderson.
No.
Well, the idea in a lot of his books take place in a shared universe where the idea is that there used to be one godlike figure that ruled over the whole thing, but at some point in the far past, he got shattered into several different gods, and those different gods rule over different planets, and they have different magic systems that they've all created. Yeah, let's head up into the main body. I mean, first of all, you've got some footage of just what the overall structure looks like from the outside. Okay, good. Yeah, so the idea is that this is a cathedral that is devoted to the worship of all of these different, in the series they call them shards of Adonalsium. Hence we have Adonalsian Cathedral, and then so you have the main body here, congregation, you've got the pulpit, seats up there, and then each of these wings is supposed to be devoted to one of the shards that's split off. So the decoration in all of these rooms is inspired by what we know, from the different books about these different gods so far. Some of the rooms are empty because we don't know much about those shards yet. Information is still unfolding as the series goes on. Oh, this one's interesting. This god rules over a planet that's tidally locked, so it's always facing the sun on one side. So I tried to build this globe so that one side is facing this bright daytime thing, and then the other side has like a moon and star, feel.
What's in the rooms downstairs, though?
On this side, a lot of them are empty because these belong to shards that we know the least about. We've got a couple of good ones over here. This one turned out pretty well, I think. Yeah, I would say the one downside to the middle of the place here, is that it's big enough that the game doesn't register that we're inside a building. So you do get these bubbles that come back. And occasionally weather happens in here. I do like the effect of these glitching separators as sort of you could call them chandeliers maybe.
Yeah.
Up in the middle of the roof.
They are really nice like that.
If you look up from here, you can see there are stairs and scaffolding that lead up the center of the steeple. That is, you can get to the top of that. If people ever come visit, that's doable.
But
one of the rooms,
I mean, you need to jetpack in there?
Yeah, you got a jetpack to get to the start of the stairs. Or there is a door entrance on the roof if you start from the outside. There is a room on top that you have to jetpack a little bit to get to.
I like to place a miniaturized teleport station here.
Oh, yeah? Just to make it easier to get to?
Yeah. Very nice. It's a very nice build.
Thank you. There is one more set of rooms inside the cathedral that I wanted to show off.
Where?
Right in here. This room is one of his most developed worlds. Mm-hmm. Is from his series called Mistborn. And the history of that world is kind of dominated by this pair of gods they're called ruin and preservation. Mm-hmm. And they sort of struggle against each other, and they have this parallel thing. So this room is about those two, and you have this sort of person standing in between the two powers.
Yeah.
I thought I liked the way the decoration in this room turned out a lot. I was kind of proud of this one.
I think somebody coming from outside and coming to visit they would find it a lot to explore.
Yeah, that was the hope. I hope that even if they didn't understand completely what was going on, there'd be enough substance here to make them wonder, what is this all about? To be intrigued.
Yeah, I think there is.
And then over in this room, any of the rooms that are connected, right? Like any of these rooms that have two doorways, but they're connected in the middle,
Yeah.
is reference to a place where there are two shards that rule the same planet. So in here we had a similar case between, in this case, the two shards are on this side devotion and on that side dominion.
Very interesting.
I was thinking someday of maybe making a video about this place myself. And if I did that, I would go into all the details of why I did it the way I did it and which shards are in which rooms and all of that stuff.
I think you should.
Oh, there is a little bit of machinery set into, I put it below the stand, the pulpit back here, because I wanted to imply that on the back wall there was kind of the sci-fi equivalent of a pipe organ. Really give it that churchy feel. There's just a little cyclonic lathe hidden under there just to imply that that's what was powering the pipe organ.
Right. It's definitely thought-provoking because it's obvious that a huge amount of thought was spent here making this.
That makes me happy to hear.
I'm just saying what I feel. It's a really, really interesting building. There's a combination of something that is pristine and rudimentary in some areas and then elaborate in others.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I'm not talking about the rooms that are incomplete or that are still empty. I'm talking about, there's a contrast between the center area. It radiates respect, and the contrast between the stark bare minimum of things here. There are enough things to make it seem like this thing has a different purpose than the things.
Yeah, the middle is supposed to have a different feel than all the individual side rooms. Definitely,
it does have a very, very different feel, because the middle screams at you that this is the way this is, because the upshot of whatever is here is not the things that are here. It like tells you that this is a place where things happen. Okay, it's not a museum where the upshot of the things there are the things themselves.
Right. And I think it was about what I was going for.
The parts that are more bare and more empty give you the feeling, like I said, that the reason that they are empty is because it's not the things here that are important, but what should happen here.
Right.
And that's perfect.
Which is the kind of feeling that you would hope to get in a cathedral or a church in some locations, right? Leaves room for the worship. Right. Some of it has to happen inside you, not just in the art of the church itself. Anyway, yeah, I'm really glad you appreciated that. I think you put some of that into good words.
These colorful pots are really, really nice. I didn't notice it earlier.
Yeah, the magic that happens on this particular world is very focused on color. It's a big part of it.
That explains it. All right then. That's it for this space visit. If you want to check it out, the glyphs are in the description. GoodGuysFree here, and I'll see you again soon.